welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to give you a mini tutorial on how you can achieve the perfect winged liner. So I know wing liner is something that is super difficult to learn and achieve. I know that when I first started doing wing liner, I would either have one that was like way longer than the other, or I'd have one that was way thicker. So in today's video I'm going to show you on one eye how to do winged liner with tape. And on the other eye, I'm going to show you how to do winged liner freehand. And I'm also going to tell you a few products that are my favorite to do winged liner, and I'm going to give you a few products that is easy for beginners to work with. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the product because it's the easiest thing to get out of the way first. So I'm going to tell you ahead of time, avoid using pencil eyeliners. That is going to make your life so much more difficult. So what I would suggest is either a pomade or a liquid liner. So for me, what I found was the easiest to learn with liquid liner wise was the Maybelline New York Line Stiletto Ultimate Precision Liquid Liner. So what I liked about this one is that it came in two, and it had like the end that was kind of pointed but not very much. And with this I found that when doing the liner, it was really easy to control. There was no like weird flick at the end like you can get with some liquid liners. So I would really suggest this one is a good one to start with. When you get more comfortable with liquid liners, I will say the two that are my favorite. The first one is the Tarte Sex Kitten. I love this liquid liner. So it has like a very pointed end, and it goes on really beautifully. However, it does do that flick that I was mentioning. So at the beginning, it's not beginner friendly, but as you progress with time and it becomes easier to use, I would suggest to go to something like this because it does give a more precise wing. And the other one that I love a lot but is also hard to work with is the Hank & Henry Slick With It liquid liner. It also has like a super precise tip. This one flicks a lot. This one is super hard to control, so when you master wing liner, that's when you can switch on to this one. However, this one is American, so if you do buy it on their website, you will pay duties, but it's honestly worth the price. I got it in a BoxyCharm and I fell in love with it and bought like 3 other ones after. And the last thing I want to tell you about is a pomade. So when I was in makeup school, my friend had introduced me this Anastasia Beverly Hills waterproof cream color. The pigmentation in this is incredible. It comes out super black. And if you want to use a pomade like this, I have a few brush suggestions. The first brush is the Makeup Forever 252 brush. So it is small like this. You can really get it like super precise. The one that I use with the Anastasia Beverly Hills is the Anastasia number 3 brush. So it kind of reminds me of a lip brush because it starts thick and then goes really thin at the top like a point. This helps get the ultimate precision when putting on the gel liner. So if you decide to buy the Anastasia Beverly Hills, I would say buy the brush with it. They're a great combo. Another brush I would suggest is the e.l.f. eyeliner brush, angled. So you can see at the edge here, it curves. So that's when you want to get your line, the edge that is curved helps you make the precision. And the last one is the Jeffree Star JS14 brush. It's another super precise brush, very thin, easy to work with. So these are a few suggestions of brushes that you can go out and buy to use a pomade. Personally for me, I find that using the pomade is amazing when I'm doing clients. For me, it gives me so much more control and it's more precise. However, I find it's more difficult to use on myself. So I would prefer using a liquid liner on myself because it's easier to control. So if you are a beginner and you're just getting into eyeliner, or you've been doing liner but you're still not comfortable with winged liner yet, grab any tape that you have at home, make a piece that's, you know, small enough, and then you're going to line it up with where the end of your bottom waterline hits. When you're doing winged liner, you want your line to continue following the direction in which your bottom waterline goes. And try not to get your eyelashes stuck in it. So like I said, just follow that line. You can tilt your head backwards if it helps you. And then you're just going to place the tape on there. If you're going to be doing a full face of makeup, I would suggest to do your liner first, because when I remove this tape, my foundation will come off and I'm gonna have to touch it up after. So in today's video, I am going to be using my liquid liner from Tarte. So what I find is easier when doing wing liner is to start with a base. So you're gonna apply your liner all over your mobile lid in the thickness in which you desire. And this will help give you a direction afterwards when you're actually putting the wing on. So if you want, you can go ahead and do that first. I'm actually going to switch to my Hank and Henry liner because I realized halfway through that I'm running out of the other ones, so I'm going to have to make an order at Sephora pretty soon. So now once you have your base, it'll help you really give an indicator of where you're going to want to put your liner and where you're going to want to connect to afterwards. So when it's time to do the wing, you want to make sure that your arm is stable. So that I have my makeup desk here. Normally what I do is I'll just plant my elbow on the table, keep my mirror, and then go from there. If you don't have anything stable around you, there's two ways in which you can stabilize your hand. You can just put your other arm out and then use it as a rest, or you can take your pinky and just lie it on your cheek and then you can start drawing. And this way, it's sturdy, it's not gonna fall down. You know you're stable. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is draw the line that follows your bottom waterline to as long as you desire. Don't do it too long yet, because when you're gonna connect your other line from the point to your base, you may want to extend it once that is complete. So a trick that I like to do for this is I lean my head back a little bit, so this way my eye doesn't crease like when I'm here. If I have it back, it's nice and smooth. And you want to make sure to do it slowly so you don't mess up. Now, as you can see, it doesn't show too much, but the thickness is different here versus at the beginning. So now you can go in and make sure that the thickness all around is pretty well even. And now if you see that your point isn't as sharp as you want it to be, that's when you can go in and extend the tail as much as you want. So once your liner is on, you can close your eyeliner, make sure it never dries out. And then you're going to want to peel your tape backwards, because if you take it down this way, you're going to mess up your line. If you take it off this way, then you have less chances of messing up what you just did. So now, as you can see, the wing looks really good. It looks super sharp. And if you have any spots missing here, you can go in and fill it in. So that is how you achieved winged liner using tape. I'm going to go throw some mascara onto this eye and just touch up my foundation a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how to freehand. So now to do the winged liner freehand. The first thing I want to say is that never get discouraged if your wings don't perfectly match up at the beginning. Makeup is something that's removable. You can take it off, you can put it back on, try again. Just don't get discouraged over it. It is really a skill that's hard to master, doing wing liner, and just have fun doing it. The more you practice, the more you'll get it. So it's the same thing that you want to follow. You want to follow it from the direction of the waterline at the bottom, bring it up, connect your lines together. You want to make sure that you have your base on at the beginning, and it'll smooth sail from there. So I'm just going to do the base right now. So once you have your base, you can go ahead and start to do your first line. One thing that I want to mention that I forgot to mention before was that when you're doing winged liner, you want to start with the eye that you are less comfortable doing first, because if you do that eye first, it will be easier to match up your good eye afterwards. So that was a little trick I learned in makeup school, and trust me, it does help a lot. So now I'm going to go in and do the first line. One thing I like to do is just draw a little base of where I want my line to match up, and then for this step I like starting at the edge of the tail and bringing it down. I don't know why, for me that's how I feel more comfortable doing it. So now that I have my line, I'm going to go in and connect the two together. And now I'm just going to touch up what it looks like for thickness here. And now I'm going to go in and touch up my winged liner. So this is what the final result looks like. So I prefer to do my wings a little bit longer and skinnier, but some people like to do short wings, which is completely okay too. It's all a matter of personal preference. So I hope this video can help give you guys a better understanding of how to do winged liner, and I hope that if you practice, you will get it. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Have a great rest of your Sunday and see you next week. Bye!